Welcome back to Healthy Food, Happy You. We're here again with Dr. Keita Vanterpool. Thank you again so much for the delicious parfait and cheesecake. It's totally hit the spot.
Absolutely.
For the viewers at home, her website is www.chirokei.com, chirokei.com. So Dr. Keita, how long have you been a chiropractor and what led you to this career choice?
Well, I've been a chiropractor for about 20 years, and what led me to this choice was I had always wanted to become a doctor, just didn't know what type I wanted to be. And going through school, and even before that, as I was going through my elementary through high school and junior high and high school, I developed lupus. And I don't know if any of you know what lupus is, but it's a connective tissue disease that can pretty much destroy any part of your body at any moment. So anyway, my dream to become a doctor has always been there. It's just that I've been through the medical, I've had lots of things that happened to me medically, and I was able to get better through changing my diet and some other things that my mom had implemented and incorporated. And when I got to college, there was a health fair that I had gone to, and actually it was a medical enrichment program that I had gone to. And they were talking about all these different professions that you could go with the medical profession through pre-medicine. And one lady came out and spoke about chiropractic. Now, I've never heard about chiropractic my sophomore year or anywhere throughout college.
Sure.
And I was like, well, it makes sense. The body can heal itself. And I just believed in the philosophy of chiropractic. So my curiosity got the better of me. I came back home and volunteered with a chiropractor, worked with him, and began to know more about the body. And the more I learned about the body, the more I was intrigued about how the body can actually heal itself if it's given the proper things, things. So I decided to become a chiropractor my sophomore year in college.
You mentioned that you hadn't heard of chiropractic before. Is that how you say it, chiropractic?
Chiropractic.
Chiropractic, before you went into this career field. So that's true that many people don't think they even need a chiropractor unless they're having the spine, the back aches or the neck aches, but really your practice covers so much more than that. What are some things that a doctor might overlook that you might be able to easily identify?
Well, most doctors, just like chiropractors, we all go to we go to chiropractic school, and medical students go to medical school, and the curriculum is very, very similar. The only thing that chiropractors do not learn is pharmacology. So all the other fields of study, histology, anatomy and physiology, CNS, PNS, we learn the same subjects. However, we spend a lot more time and focus on the central nervous system and PNS, which is the peripheral nervous system. So we have to know the spinal column and nervous system inside out, because that's what we're affecting. So a lot of doctors don't know what we do as far as just basic body balance, putting things back in alignment can help the body communicate a lot better and more efficiently. So a lot of people that have chronic pain syndromes, typically, or a lot of systemic things going on, a lot of times the medications aren't working because they have a spinal problem. So once people are back in alignment, just like a car, if it's out of alignment, it's going to wear and tear on one side, but in effect, each of the sinews and gaskets on the other sides are compensating. So the same thing with your body. If something's out of alignment, your body compensates. So in essence, what we do is put things back in alignment so your body can work more efficiently like it's supposed to.
Before the show, you had mentioned that certain blood types actually call for certain diets, and you had tested this theory out yourself. What did you find?
Well, I tested the theory out of my own self personally. I always experiment myself before I give it to my clients, or even when it comes to personal training or whatever, because I want to see how it really affects and if it's true. So basically, I am blood type A. And
I am A positive,
as well?
yeah.
Yeah, and I have a twin brother. He's blood type O.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. But make a long story short, I am more prone to eating a vegetarian diet, vegan vegetarian diet. He's more prone to be able to process meats better than I do. So I did an experiment on myself where I just became a vegan for about 8 months to a year. And I noticed a significant difference in my energy level, my skin, my body fat, my body mass index, my weight, everything on me, my skin, my hair, my nails, everything was basically a lot better than it was.
The way it should be.
Right.
Yeah, the way.
As opposed to eating a
the
meat
glowing
diet.
skin,
Exactly.
the shiny hair, the the things that you see other women have, and you're just hating them because it's so perfect, and you didn't have to pile on those chemicals or processing stuff. You just took care of your body.
I took care of my body, and I noticed my skin was a lot more supple even with that. So, and when I incorporated meat back into my diet, I did notice some changes where I was more lethargic. I incorporated chicken back in my diet, my joints started aching. So just introducing those little foods back into my diet, I've noticed the little changes that occurred.
Yeah.
But over a long period of time, if your body continues to have to compensate and try to get rid of these toxins, then eventually your body will break down and cause dis-ease or even more degenerative processes.
That's a really interesting concept, that we need to know our bodies so we know how to take care of our bodies. I know that I have a lot of vegan friends, and I was asking them their blood types, and most of them were A as well. So that's a really interesting concept. I'll be interested to find out what blood type my husband is, because he is meat eater through and through.
Right.
As a vegan, I often get asked, how do you get enough calcium? And as a bone expert, someone very knowledgeable on the subject, is it a myth that vegans can't get enough calcium in their diet?
It's definitely a myth. And if you look at the charts and through all your readings, all your green leafy vegetables have plenty of calcium in them. You have almonds that have calcium. You have your nuts and your legumes that have calcium. So yeah, it's definitely a myth. And you also have now fortified foods that are vegan and vegetarian that are fortified with vitamin D and calcium also, like your almond milk, your soy milk, your rice milk, whatever milk you decide you want to drink. So it's not necessarily that you have to have animal protein or animal substances to obtain that calcium.
Have you heard, just as a side note, that when milk is homogenized, it actually leaches the calcium out, and they have to fortify it? They have to add the calcium back in?
Right.
I thought that was really interesting. So really, whatever diet you choose, as long as your milks are fortified, you're making sure to eat those leafy greens, you're making sure you get your calcium from somewhere.
Exactly. And if you look at a vegetable, you don't have to leach anything out to put anything back in.
That's true.
So it's just how nature is.
Yeah, so not the burger and fries diet that we Americans typically live off of.
And all that stuff, for the calcium,
Have there been enough studies to determine whether bone density is different between a vegan versus a person who eats meat?
Well, I will tell you this, a lot of studies have been done about that, and it's known and proven that the higher the protein diet, the less calcium you have.
Really?
Because protein leaks out, too much protein actually takes away the calcium. So when you're dealing with a plant-based diet, you're dealing with foods that respect the body. Your body can recognize it and break it down accordingly, as opposed to proteins, which have to be broken down a lot more. It takes a lot more energy to break those particular substances down. So yeah, there are plenty of studies out there that link that a vegetarian diet is superior to a meat diet, especially when it comes to osteoporosis and bone density studies that have also been done.
That is so good to know, and it puts my mind at ease as well. I know that my doctor was telling me for my baby not to give him too much protein, and I think really the American society pushes protein a lot and the health benefits, which it can be, all of this can be a good thing as long as it's balanced.
Exactly.
So I have to kind of watch adding protein into my son's diet in just the right amount. So it's interesting to know the connection between calcium and protein, and that you can really overdo the protein as well.
Right, and if you have a meat diet, an animal-based diet, your protein intake will be a lot higher as opposed to the vegetable plant-based diet. So you're going to get a smaller quantity. You're going to get the proper quantity or the amount that you need eating a vegetarian vegan diet, as opposed to trying to do an 8-ounce steak. And most of us overdo it. So I'm not dissing or dismissing people eating steak. I'm just saying that yes, everything needs to be balanced and checks and balances.
Sure, it is a process of education, and it's so easy to grab the fast food on the way home, and it really takes a lot of thought to make sure we're eating, and we shouldn't judge each other for our eating choices, because if you are eating a balanced diet, it doesn't matter what you label your lifestyle as. Now, I have the baby that I was telling you about. He's 17 months old, and I plan on breastfeeding him until age 2. And I chose age 2 based on World Health Organization guidelines and studies that have shown after age 2, humans don't need milk after age 2 at all. We could really just drink water for the rest of our lives, and as long as we have a balanced diet, that would be sufficient. So my mother is really concerned with this choice that I'm making for my child right now. Can we put her mind at ease about this? Will my baby have any bone issues down the line, or his central nervous system suffer if he is on a vegan diet after I wean him?
Absolutely not. There's no concern at all to be worried about.
Did you hear that, Mom?
No
Did
concern.
you hear that?
And I will tell you this, because most animals, we're the only animals who drink cow milk. I mean,
that's an interesting.
Right, and most animals when they wean, they drink water. So why are we still drinking milk?
Yeah.
So the question is, the real statement should be, am I getting a balanced diet?
I read through some of the testimonials on your website, and I encourage viewers at home, look through her website, www.chirokey.com. Some of these testimonials are amazing. Dr. Keita is an angel on earth.
Thank you.
Have you seen lives that have just been completely transformed through a change in diet?
I have. Speaking from me personally, myself, number one. And then again, I do counsel some clients on the importance of changing their diet, juicing, fasting, and all the kinds of things that we can do to help maintain a healthy body. And again, stress is the number one factor that really leaches even your nutrients from you. It robs you.
Yes.
So again, if you're under a stressful environment, have a stressful job, it's very important that you do eat healthy and eat really well to actually help replenish your body from that which is lost.
Dr. Keita, thank you so much again for sharing this valuable information. I really think that people's lives can be changed through this information. And if you need further information, go to her website, www.chirokey.com, CHIROKEI.com. And like I said earlier, she offers cooking classes, food plans, fitness plans, stress management. Really, it runs the gamut.
It does.
So you take care of people, and from reading those testimonials on your website, I can tell you really care about the people you treat.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you can get more information on our website as well, www.healthyfoodhappyu.com, and thank you for watching.